This video is a hypothetical scenario created for educational and analytical purposes only. The events, operations, and outcomes discussed did not occur in reality and are based on strategic theory and open-source military analysis. Now imagine a world where power doesn't fall with explosions, but disappears in silence. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Now imagine waking up to a global shockwave. No breaking news banners. No emergency broadcasts, yet behind closed doors, intelligence agencies are scrambling because Venezuela's president has simply disappeared. No gunfire echoed through Caracas. No convoy was attacked. No palace was stormed. In this hypothetical scenario, we explore how such a silent capture could unfold if the world's most elite special operations forces combined intelligence precision with surgical execution. The most terrifying aspect is not force, it's invisibility. Modern warfare no longer begins with missiles, it begins with data, patterns, and human error. Every movement, every routine, every trusted aid becomes a vulnerability. In today's world, power doesn't fall loudly, it vanishes quietly. This scenario forces us to confront an uncomfortable reality. Leaders may command armies, but they live within systems that can be mapped, predicted, and exploited. Tonight, we're not telling a story of invasion. We're breaking down a theoretical operation so clean that history wouldn't record it until it was already over. This is not fiction. This is strategic possibility. At the heart of this hypothetical operation lies intelligence fusion. No elite unit moves without months, sometimes years, of preparation. Signals intelligence would quietly map communications. Human intelligence would chart trust networks inside the presidential circle. Open-source data would fill the gaps no spy satellite can see. The key is not knowing where the target is, but when he is most predictable. Modern special operations rely less on brute strength and more on routine disruption. Sleep cycles, travel habits, medical appointments, even preferred routes inside secure facilities, all become critical data points. In this scenario, intelligence agencies would not rush. They would wait for alignment, a moment where variables narrow and control peaks. Every guard shift, every electronic lock, every vehicle movement would already be rehearsed on digital replicas. By the time the operation begins, the outcome is statistically modeled. This is why silent missions succeed, not because they're daring, but because they're boringly precise. The capture would not feel like a battle. It would feel like a schedule change. Okay, a silent operation requires invisible access. In this scenario, no helicopters roar overhead. No armored columns advance. Instead, insertion happens through routine normal channels, logistics corridors, diplomatic movement patterns, or infrastructure already trusted by the system. Elite operators trained to look like anything except soldiers. Their greatest weapon is blending into the background. Every step is rehearsed to avoid triggering alarms, both electronic and human. Security teams are not overwhelmed, they are bypassed. Cameras are not destroyed, they are fed normal images. Doors are not breached, they are opened. The brilliance of modern special operations lies in restraint. Violence creates chaos, and chaos invites failure. The objective is not domination, it is extraction. The target is isolated psychologically before being isolated physically. By the time anyone realizes something is wrong, the moment has already passed. This is how silence becomes the loudest sound in geopolitics. The most delicate phase is isolation of the target. In this hypothetical case, Maduro would never see an enemy force. Instead, he would experience confusion, a sudden deviation from routine, trusted voices giving unfamiliar instructions, a sense that something is off, but no obvious threat. Elite units train extensively in control without confrontation. Language, body positioning, timing, all matter. The goal is compliance without resistance. This is where psychological dominance replaces firepower. The operation would be over in minutes, but its preparation took years. Every second saved reduces risk exponentially. There is no celebration, no dramatic moment, just a quiet transition from authority to custody. That silence is intentional. It denies the regime a rallying cry. Extraction is not escape. It is controlled movement through layers already neutralized. In this scenario, routes are cleared before the operation even begins. Transportation blends into civilian or diplomatic flows. Borders are not crossed dramatically, they are passed unnoticed. The brilliance of such an operation is that it doesn't look like one. To the outside world, nothing unusual happens, until it's too late. This is how modern power shifts occur, not through spectacle, but through administrative shock. When leadership disappears, systems hesitate, orders stall, loyalty fractures. The aftermath is where the real impact begins. No official statements are released immediately. Silence forces speculation, and speculation breeds instability. Allies hesitate. Opponents miscalculate. Markets react. The psychological effect of uncertainty outweighs any physical damage. This hypothetical capture would demonstrate a terrifying truth. Sovereignty alone no longer guarantees safety. Control of information defines modern dominance. The absence of noise is deliberate strategy. International response would be cautious, confused, and fragmented. Without visible evidence of force, accusations lack traction. This ambiguity shields operators and complicates retaliation. In modern geopolitics, plausible deniability is a weapon. Silence protects more effectively than air defenses. This is why such scenarios worry global leaders far beyond Venezuela. For military strategists, this scenario highlights a paradigm shift. Wars are no longer declared, they are engineered. Leadership nodes matter more than territory. Precision outweighs volume. The battlefield is psychological, digital, and human. Special operations are no longer support elements. They are strategic tools capable of altering national trajectories. For civilians, the lesson is sobering. Power structures appear solid until they suddenly aren't. Governments rely on perception as much as force. When perception collapses, control follows. This hypothetical scenario isn't about one leader. It's about the vulnerability of centralized power in a hyper-connected world. Ultimately, this analysis shows why silence is the most feared weapon in modern warfare. No warning, no spectacle, just irreversible change. If such an operation ever occurred, history would record it not as a battle, but as a disappearance, and that, perhaps, is the most unsettling outcome of all. If you value deep geopolitical analysis and realistic military scenarios, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think silent operations are the future of warfare? This is Warvex Intelligence, where power is analyzed, not assumed.